Have you ever looked up at the New York City skyline and just wondered, how did this concrete jungle, this forest of steel and glass, come to be? It wasn't just built, it was invented, experimented with, and dreamed up right here on this island. New York wasn't just a city, it became the world's architectural laboratory. Today, we're going to explore how that happened. Let's start from the ground up, literally. Think about the materials. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, steel was the new wonder material. Before, buildings were limited by the strength of stone and brick, but with steel frames, suddenly, the sky was the limit. Architects in New York were among the first to truly push this technology. The Flatiron Building, completed in 1902, wasn't the tallest, but its triangular steel skeleton was revolutionary, showing how to build on awkward city plots. This was just the beginning. Then came the skyscraper race, the Chrysler Building, the Empire State Building. These weren't just offices. They were declarations. They were built using new techniques in riveting and steel construction, put up at a speed that was absolutely mind-boggling. The Empire State Building, for instance, went up in just over a year. This rapid construction was a hallmark of New York's ambition. The city became a living demonstration of what steel could do, inspiring architects and engineers worldwide. But it wasn't just about steel. Think about the elevator. Without Elisha Otis's invention of the safety elevator, which he famously demonstrated in New York in 1854, skyscrapers would be impossible. Who would walk up 50 flights of stairs? New York was the perfect place to test and perfect this technology, because the economic pressure to build higher and denser was immense. Land was scarce and expensive, so the only way to go was up. Every new building was a test of the latest elevator tech, the newest window glazing, the most advanced climate control systems. Now, let's talk about the people. New York is a city of immigrants, and its architecture tells that story. Waves of people from all over the world brought their own traditions, tastes, and skills. You can see it in the Beaux-Arts grandeur of Grand Central Terminal, a style imported from Paris, meant to project power and sophistication. You can see it in the Art Deco flair of the Chrysler Building, with its eagle-headed gargoyles and sunburst crown, a style that blended European modernism with an American sense of glamour and machine-age optimism. These immigrant architects and craftsmen didn't just copy what they knew, they adapted it. They fused different styles together, creating something uniquely New York. Consider the Lower East Side tenements. While they represent a difficult chapter of overcrowding, their design, with the iconic fire escapes, was a direct response to housing laws and the needs of a massive immigrant population. They are a form of vernacular architecture born from necessity. This diversity of minds led to a diversity of designs. You had architects trained in the classical European traditions, working alongside self-taught builders and engineers. This clash and collaboration of ideas turned the city into a vibrant marketplace for architectural styles. From the Dutch-influenced gables of early New Amsterdam to the neo-Gothic spires of Trinity Church, every block tells a story of a different culture making its mark. Of course, you can't talk about New York architecture without talking about money and culture. Economic booms and busts have shaped the skyline more than almost anything else. The Roaring Twenties gave us the extravagant Art Deco skyscrapers. The post-war boom of the 50s and 60s brought the international style, with its sleek, minimalist glass boxes like the Seagram Building. This style, championed by architects like Mies van der Rohe, reflected a new corporate modernism. It was efficient, rational, and easily replicable, perfect for the booming American economy. These buildings were statements of corporate power. They were designed to be imposing, clean, and universal. They rejected the ornamentation of the past for a new kind of beauty found in structure and material. Lever House on Park Avenue, with its shimmering green glass curtain wall, was a revelation. It floated above the street, creating a public plaza below, a radical idea at the time. This wasn't just a building. It was a new way of thinking about how a corporation could relate to the city. Zoning laws also played a huge role. The 1916 zoning resolution is famous for creating the wedding cake or setback skyscraper style. The law required buildings to get narrower as they got taller, to allow light and air to reach the streets below. Architects weren't constrained by this. They turned it into an art form. The Empire State Building is a perfect example of this setback design. These regulations, driven by public health concerns, inadvertently created one of the most iconic architectural forms in history. Finally, we have to honor the visionaries, the master builders who dared to dream. People like Cass Gilbert, who designed the Woolworth Building, a cathedral of commerce that was the world's tallest building for 17 years. Its neo-Gothic terracotta ornamentation was breathtaking, proving a commercial tower could also be a work of art. Then there's William Van Orlen, the architect of the Chrysler Building. He was in a fierce race with his former partner to build the world's tallest building. In a legendary move, he secretly assembled the building's 185-foot spire inside the dome and hoisted it into place at the last minute, winning the title. It's a story that captures the competitive, audacious spirit of the city itself. And we can't forget Raymond Hood, a key figure behind Rockefeller Center. This wasn't just a collection of buildings, it was a masterpiece of urban planning, a city within a city. It integrated public art, open space, commerce, and entertainment on a massive scale. The sunken plaza, the statue of Prometheus, Radio City Music Hall, it all works together to create a cohesive and vibrant public realm. It set a new standard for large-scale urban development, from the steel frames that scraped the sky to the diverse minds that designed them, and from the economic forces that funded them to the brilliant architects who orchestrated it all. New York City truly became the ultimate architectural laboratory. It's a city that was never afraid to try something new, to build bigger, taller, and bolder. It's a living museum of modern architecture, where every street corner offers a lesson in innovation and ambition. The next time you're walking through its canyons of steel and stone, look up. You're not just seeing buildings, you're seeing the physical evidence of a century of relentless experimentation. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the city's history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories behind the world we've built. See you next time.